Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you through one room on the TryHackMe, which is Anthem. In this video, we'll be dealing with Windows machine. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So now, let's head over to a tag box provided by TryHackMe to begin. And first of all, we need to conduct port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now we can get out its scanning results. Let's scroll up a bit. So as you can see here, I took the options like scene scan, the version scan, and the default script scan, followed by the full range port scan. Unlike we are targeting, unlike Linux machine, we have to use this uppercase PN option because Windows by default will block or filter ICMP packets. Okay, from the nmap scanning results we can tell. Let me scroll down. The target machine has two open ports. The first one, three open ports. The first one is 80. Sorry about my internet. A bit slow internet. So the first open port 80, the surface is HTTP, and also we can know its version information, Microsoft HTTP API, and the version 2.0. And the second one is 3389. As we know, this is some kind of a terminal surface. So this means we can use a remote desktop to connect to the target machine if we can get credentials. Okay, and let's scroll down. And the last open port is 59885, and the surface is also HTTP, and the version information is the same as the first one, but I think this one, it has something to do with a remote desktop surface. Okay, so what we are going to do next, but I think we can make some notes before we go ahead. The first open port number 80, and its surface is HTTP, and then it's 3389 RDP or terminal surface. And the next one, so I cannot remember its exact port number, 5985. 5985 HTTP, but some kinds of UPnP, SDP. Okay, so what we are going to next, I think we should enumerate the web application first, since we can't do anything with this remote desktop surface at this moment. Okay, so let me fire up the browser to perform manual enumeration first. Sorry, I need to close up the history tabs in advance. So let me bring back the Firefox. and we can put the IP address of the target machine into the address bar of the browser. So what's the IP address of the target machine? 52, 65. 52, 65. Let's press enter to see what we can get. So I think from the title and also this, information, we can know the domain name for this site is anthem.com. And I think let's scroll down. We can see there are 2 posts. So we can read through the first article or post first. Open link in tab, new tab. And also we can open the second post in new tab. Okay? Before we go ahead, or before we have a look at those 2 articles or posts, let me check its source code of the home page first. Okay? Let's view page source to see what we can get. Some kinds of HTML code. So I think this should be the domain name for our site or target site. Domain name. Okay? Let me bring back the browser again. Let's scroll down. I don't think we can find anything else. Let me have a look at the first article or post. So we are hiring. Hi, fellow readers. Oh, not this one. I think this should be this one. Or this one. Oh, not this one. Yeah, this one. So hello, fellow readers. And if you have an interest in being a part of the movement, send me your CV at this address. So we found an email address we can copy and paste onto our notebook. Okay? And also we can get its full name, Jenny Doe. And the username for this email consists of the first character of his name, right? So this is how the username is generated for the email. Okay, for email address we can copy and also paste over here. In order to complete this machine successfully, we have to be very careful and very patient. So here we find another hyperlink. We can open link in new tab to see what we can get. So Jenny Doe. And we find the flag we can copy. Maybe we can answer some questions. So let's run the nmap and check what ports are open. Oh, sorry, I've already completed because these are very simple. What port is for the web server 80 and what port is for remote desktop surface is 33 and 9. What's a possible password in one of the pages web crawlers check for? We didn't find it, but we find some flags. So this should be the first flag. I don't know. Submit. Not. So how about this second flag? Or the third flag? I don't know. Yeah, it's correct. Anyhow, we can remove or clear the answer first. Let's go back. And also we can check. I think we need to check the source code of each page. And we can check or view the page source to see what we can get. We find another flag. We can copy. And maybe we can answer. I don't know. Maybe this one? Who knows? It's correct. Fantastic. So let's scroll down to see what else. We find another flag. Very interesting. We can copy. And maybe this one. Submit. Correct. Okay, let's go ahead. Scroll down. I think we have already completed the enumeration of this page. Let's go to this one. And also we can check its source code. When we attempt to enumerate web application, the source code is essential part we need to check or we need to gather. Okay? Scroll down. I don't think. We find this one. So I think, yeah, this one. We can copy, but I think this one we have already submitted. Yeah, this one. So it's not the answer for the flag 4. It doesn't matter. And next we can check the second article or post. So a cheers to our IT department. But during our hard times, our beloved admin managed to save our business by redesigning the entire website. As we all around here knows how much I love writing poems, I decided to write one poem about him. And we can find another user. Another name we can copy and paste over here. So maybe this poem itself has hidden something about him. We can copy this poem and use Google to make some research. And then we can find its name for this. I think this user should be administrator. Let's copy and paste to the bridge first, and then we can copy. Okay. We can copy. So from this, from this paragraph, we can know this poem is about admin, right? And admin save our business.
And the name for this user or this administrator is this one we have already got. Okay, very important. Let me go back to the browser to see what else we can get. And also we can check its source code. We find another flag. Beautiful. This flag is hidden in the meta, the header of the HTML code. So now we can submit the false flag. And let me go back to the task 1. Maybe, so what's the possible password in one of the pages? Web crawlers check for, I don't know. Let me go back to, enumerate the web application as usual. And for example, let me bring back the terminal window. And we can try to access its robots file, okay? So what's the IP address of the target machine? 52 and the robots file. It does exist. And we find this string. Umbraco is the best. So we can copy and paste in here. And so now we need to access, these entries, although they are disallowed by the protocol. But of course, as a pen tester or hacker, without any hesitation, we need to have a look at these 4 entries, okay? And by all types of user agent, bin, config, Umbraco. Umbraco is the best. So let me bring back the browser again. So now I think we can close up all other tabs and access is directory, the bin, but nothing returned. And also we need to check its source code. Nothing there. Next, we can access the second entry we found in the robots directory, config. But we are redirect to home page. This is not what we want. And the next is Umbraco, right? Press enter to see what it's about. Why it's taking so long time? Umbraco, okay. So this is the reason why sometimes I prefer one hop I prefer one hop to TryHackMe because for me, TryHackMe is a bit lucky and slow for me. So the login, so happy, funky Friday, username. Oh, so just now I think, we have already found the address, the email address, right? So this one. And how about, so we can check to see whether we can get some clues or hints from the questions. So maybe this is the possible password in one of the pages, web crawlers, check for. So I think just now we have already found this one. You know, it looks like this is a password we can copy and submit. So what CMS is the website using? I think this should be Umbraco submit. And what's the domain? We know that from the title and its source code. We have already identified its domain name of the website. So what's the name of the administrator? Also, we have already found, right, from the poem. We can copy this full name. We can copy, paste in here. So can we find the email address of the administration? Earlier we found, this email address and its corresponding name, full name. And from the pattern of this prefix or the username of the email address, we can know the username of or prefix of the email should be composed of the first character of name. Okay, so this case, because administrator is this one, so the email address, the prefix of the email address for this user, for this administrator, should be SG. Okay, so now we can SG also capitalized and some com. Submit. Okay, great. So now we can go to the final. Let's figure out the username and password to log in to the box. Okay, so we can, I think we can check to see whether we can use the the email address and the password to log in. We can copy. So that should be SG and login. Not now. To see whether this can work or not. We are logged in successfully. So beautiful. So this is Umbraco CMS and users. And also we didn't have a look at the last entry, which we found in the robots file. Let's access it now. Umbraco client to see what it's about. We are redirected to its home page. It doesn't matter. So now we go back to the Umbraco CMS. So maybe we need to check to see whether this application or this CMS is vulnerable or not. Okay, we can. So we can get the version. Let me use such as Sprite to check to see whether this version is vulnerable or not, such as Sprite, Umbraco, press enter. But the version of our CMS is 7.15.4. So I don't think it's vulnerable. I don't think it's vulnerable. However, this guy is administrator. We next can check to see whether we can, have remote desktop collection to the target machine, okay? And the utility I'd like to use is this one, X-free dip, although you can have some other choices. But I like to use this one. And I like to copy this command and so we can copy, paste in here. We need to do some modification. So the IP address of the target machine, we need to modify this part. Oh, ten point. I cannot remember its IP address. Okay, 52.65. 52.65. Next, we need to specify its username, and administrator is SG. Okay, and also we can copy its password. So the password is reused here as the Umbraco CMS. And we can copy from notebook. We can copy from here. We can copy, and let me bring back the terminal window and paste in here, then hit enter to connect it to the target machine. It does work. Fantastic. And let me drag this window to a bit right. Okay, so maybe before we move on, I'd like to answer some questions. So complete, find out the username and password to log into the box, get initial access to the machine, what's the contents of a user flag. So this will be very easy. On the desktop, we have already noticed this user flag. We can open it by double-clicking the mouse. Okay, and then we can copy, paste in here, submit. So can we support the admin password? We need to gather information from this point on. Okay, so let me close up the current window and open up the File Explorer and make it bigger. And we can go to, the local disk, just one disk. We can clip. Oh, sorry. Windows like Linux, we can hide directories and files. To view the hidden directories or files, we need to go to the view and select this option, hidden items, and then we can discover this backup directory. So we can open up. Oh, sorry, I need to, start from fresh. This is my mistake. Originally, current user cannot directly access this file. To view this file, you need to go to the properties and then go to security and edit the permission. And then you need to add the username like SG and select the permission like read and OK. So after doing that, we can open up this textual file. And this is a password for the administrator. We can copy and paste in here. Submit. And then so what we are going to do next, we attempt to recover the root flag. And normally, so how to do, let me close up this text window and go to the users. So not this one. Let me go to the users. And then, you can click administrator. We can click, because here there is some kinds of a cache. If you do it from the beginning, you have to supply the password of the administrator to access. I've already done that, and then we can go to the desktop to grab the final flag. Okay, we can copy and paste in here. Maybe next time I need to start the video from a very beginning, from the fresh state of the target machine. So without any cache, without any, historic data. Okay, sorry about this. But anyhow, we have already completed this room, this Windows machine. I hope you can enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.